Welcome to the first episode of Visionnaire live show. We are in the beautiful frame of Visionnaire Design Gallery in Piazza Cavour, Milano. Over the 3 episodes of this live streaming, we'll be not only showing you the brand's latest collection, the concept that gave birth them, and the products that add values and something truly special. But we also talk about the philosophy, the people, and the key players that make up the universe of Visionnaire. We also take a look at a place where virtual and physical come together. And we'll do it connecting people and guests directly from the studio. Different teams and angles unite to fully immerse us to the luxury and exclusivity that is Visionnaire. Come on, let's see what surprise this episode has in store for us. There is no better place than the former Cinema Cavour to host this new show. We are fully immersed not only in the history of Milan, but also surrounded by the brand's creative atmosphere. In fact, since 2008, this space has been the Visionnaire's flagship store. And I must say that it's quite multifunctional. Showroom, cinema, lounge, and art gallery named Wunderkammer, which is inspiring artworks. We are honored today to start with the show with the presence of Eleanor Cavalli, art director of the brand.
Hello, Paolo.
And the CEO, Leo Cavalli.
Thank you, Paolo. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your help and for your energy.
So, a very welcome to all of you. Today we hope to answer the question, what does art and luxury mean to Visionnaire? To help us to arrive at the right answer, let's start with meta luxury. What does mean? Meta luxury is a new concept of luxury. It does simply mean owning precious things. It's about objects that add value to our lives and tell a story which can stand the test of time. The challenge that Visionnaire has is that of bringing this concept of meta luxury, which is a very similar to art design, into the world of retail. And with our design vision, is showing us the incredible expressive possibilities that this creative mashup can bring. We already gave you a brief look at the emblem of these experiments at the beginning of the show, the eye-catching Pavone throne designed by Marc Ange for Visionnaire. The piece was the star of the installation of Art Basel Miami last December. Let's take a behind-the-scenes look at its debut.
A recent trip to India inspired this creation for Visionnaire.
Questo progetto nasce prima di tutto da un'empatia su quello che è il concetto di lusso oggi.
The peacock is a fascinating animal. His whole life revolves around beauty.
Parlando con Marc è stato evidente il fatto che avessimo un concetto di bellezza condiviso.
While the other animals are trying to survive, he seduces by his flamboyance and his beauty.
La bellezza che in qualche modo salverà il mondo.
Eleanor, let me say, you created a real ode to beauty.
Yes, Paolo. The entire collection pays its respects to the romantic beauty and seduction of the peacock, a unique animal which doesn't have any natural defenses to protect itself. On the contrary, it chooses to show its tail and its splendid plumage in the face of danger. In Visionnaire, we don't just draw and make objects as formal variations of a category, but each element of the collection must be a carrier of meaning. And the Pavone collection has something to say. It's a message of hope that beauty will save the world.
Now, more than ever, we need to feel these values in the elements and things that surround us.
Certainly, not surprisingly, beauty has become the concept of our entire 2020 collection.
Can you tell us just a bit more?
Of course, we have researched the profound meaning of this word, beauty in all its definitions, in order to apply it our creations. According to Visionnaire, contemporary beauty contains an horizon of positivity, aspiration, but also of singularity. Technical research, experimentation with different materials, and the skills of our craftsmen define the identity of each piece, making them unique, even if they can be produced in larger quantities. This brings us close to the world of art. For this reason, we decided to continue in the wake of art design, in which we strongly identify. It started with the inspiration of the peacock and carried all the way through to our 2020 proposals. Then we took it one step further. We didn't want to limit our art design to a simple exercising style. We challenged ourselves to contextualize it within retail.
You are riding more and more on top of the wave of the visionary innovation. The concept, the distribution network, and even the presentation of the products themselves are something we've never seen before. Leo, why? I'm so curious. Why did you launch the Visionnaire Live?
Well, Paolo, Visionnaire on air live, in this particular moment, we can't reach our clients personally, and the clients can't reach Milano and the Fair of Milano. So we were thinking about how to unveil this really beautiful collection that is called Beauty 2020 to every client, to everyone in the community of Visionnaire, to every Visionnaire lovers. And we decided to do it through this show, this live. It's a marathon of 3 days, and we will unveil about 80 different products, and we will have the chance to talk with the designers. We will have the chance to connect with a lot of clients around the world, with a lot of showrooms, and so to all the Visionnaire community. It's going to be a little bit like living a real moment together. So I think this was the right way to do, and Visionnaire being Visionnaire, we wanted to do it a little unconventionally and special. So we will mix a little bit design, creativity, and entertainment.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think it's time we take a look at the new 2020 products and the people, starting with the designer that collaborate with Visionnaire to create this magnificent collection. We have today the first couple of designers with us that made their debut with the brands. But before to welcome them on the stage, I want to introduce them with a short video.
Andare avanti cercando sempre un cambiamento, una evoluzione, una ricerca che non si ferma mai. È stato curioso come il nostro incontro con Visionnaire. Draga&Aurel presentano Nomad Venice Showcase itinerante molto di prestigio a Venezia. È proprio lì a Venezia che ci incontriamo con Visionnaire. E in questo incontro primo che abbiamo avuto nella loro sede dove io riesco a toccare, dove apro il cassetto, dove vedo un'azienda che sa fare, che ha una grande voglia di cambiare, curiosità, la voglia di sperimentare, di mettersi in gioco. E diciamo su quel tipo di vibrazione secondo me ci siamo reciprocamente innamorati. Da un po' che sono, come si può dire, appassionata di questo argomento, questo sogno incredibile. Mi viene ancora, diciamo, l'emozione quando rivedo le riprese del primo piede posato sulla superficie lunare. La ricerca che è stata messa in campo per arrivare sulla Luna è una ricerca che poi assolutamente si è diffusa su tutta la nostra vita quotidiana, che si ripopola da quel momento in poi di oggetti diversi. Nascono dei veri e propri stili, no? È uno nel design e io sono ormai 2 anni che sto ricercando tutto quello che è stato fatto in quel periodo. Questa cosa ha influenzato molto la collezione di Draga&Aurel. Questa storia che diciamo noi volevamo raccontare inizialmente è proprio trasmettere una visione, fare una grande ricerca di quello che sono delle immagini, dei riferimenti. Infatti noi abbiamo voluto dare questo nome a tutta questa storia, questa collezione per Visionnaire, Non voglio mica la luna. Mi piace tantissimo battezzare i nostri prodotti, è un rituale che tengo a fare personalmente. Quindi la famiglia del Non voglio mica la luna è fatta di Amos, Sputnik e Lego. Amos è questo imponente tavolo da pranzo. Amos che significa grandezza, che significa forza ed è anche il nome di un satellite lanciato nello spazio. Poi abbiamo Sputnik, lampada modulare, compagno di viaggio, il significato, nonché la navicella che diciamo segna l'approdo dell'uomo sulla Luna. È un nome propiziatorio che ci ricorda quanto è importante avere grandi sogni e porsi delle domande importanti. E poi abbiamo Lego, è un gioco con il quale tutti siamo stati per la prima volta architetti, costruttori e anche distruttori. Quindi diciamo questo abbraccio e questo Lego ha anche un nome che trovo ancora più significativo, diciamo, in questo momento. In questo momento tutti cerchiamo di immaginare il futuro. Comunque sarà, lo affronteremo con energia e solidarietà, che sono sicura che verrà fuori. L'Italia ha un cuore grande.
So, let me introduce you, Draga&Aurel. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Nice being here. Thank you.
So, are you excited for your being screen debut?
We are more than excited. A little
it feels
nervous.
like being on a TV show of Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, I promise you don't have to do anything embarrassing like that show.
Paolo, you know, I don't want the moon, Non voglio mica la luna was a famous Italian song, so maybe Draga, she can sing a little bit, you know?
Non voglio mica la luna. Ci provo.
No, it's better if we just continue and keep talking about design. Before, Eleanor mentioned the theme of the collection that marks your entrance in the house of Visionnaire. Draga, what attracts you with the brands?
Their drive. When we met, I was completely, how to say, the word very popular in this moment. Help me, Paola.
Contagious. Okay.
Contagious by the passion of Eleanor. would you say something, Aurel?
Yes, I was actually pretty much struck by their courage to invite two designers like we are definitely not from mainstream.
Eleanor, you met this couple of designers last year in Venice. What aspects of them and for their approach to design did you see as fitting well as the direction of the company?
Draga&Aurel design aesthetic is the creative combination of art design, which we as a company have been embracing since the beginning. We saw in their work a creativity without stylistic barriers, and we loved their research into workmanship and materials. They have a way of making a creation more than just a piece of furniture, something that blends emotions, values, and cultures. And that's exactly what we want Visionnaire products to be.
So the inspiration that guides you is surely something original, especially in the furniture industry. We all know that the moon has served as an inspiring muse for art, literature, and music over the centuries. And the moon landing back in 1969 marked an important turning point in the history, the conquest of the space by man. And this collection represents its own sort of conquest for you, right?
Exactly. I am like moonstruck. It's the word. So a little obsessed with this incredible dream of humanity that become true. And when I met Visionnaire and I touched their products and I saw the atmosphere here in cinema, I just felt that it was kind of a right platform to make my obsession come through, you know.
Okay, also, even the names of the products are inspired from the space and the space travel.
Obviously, we wanted to tell the story. We are inspired very much by the moon landing, so all the materials tell the concept, but also the texture of what this adventure and enterprise brought to us. So we were trying to reach that atmosphere, and of course the names we baptized the products in coherency with our original inspiration.
So we can understand that with their collection for Visionnaire, Draga&Aurel offer us an answer to the question we asked at the beginning of the show. What does art and luxury mean to Visionnaire? Now, we'd like to give you another perspective on the theme through a couple friends who gave a new interpretation of luxury in hospitality, a vision that in many aspects is similar to Visionnaire approach, because to them luxury is not excess, but it's distinctive of its origin and more related on experience and emotion related through materials and craftsmanship. It's a pleasure for me to introduce a couple of architects, designer and trendsetter among the most influential opinion leaders in the world. From US, from New York, George Yabu and Glenn Pusherberg with us. Welcome, George, and welcome, Glenn, here in the live show of Visionnaire today.
Luxury is evolving as an idea. I think there has been a kind of obvious path to it, which is a layering of stuff.
Yes, a lot.
I think, but we think today, if you are exposed through the internet, through travel, through whatever means to the world, you realize that the ultimate luxury is a luxury of space. And we think that the ultimate luxury is, we call the term high humble, which means a very complete, but very simple.
Elevated,
but extremely simple.
Only the essences of like what the most important things. Luxury of space, luxury of choice, luxury of how things work.
Even an object should evoke an emotion. It has to have its personality so you relate to it. But it has to do it through a distilled way. You don't want a loud, obnoxious person. You want something, a personality.
So I guess, yeah. So,
Right.
and also the final thing is we've heard this before many times, but what you experienced, what is the takeaway after staying, let's say, our future hot springs resort near the Mount Fuji, near the foothills of Mount Fuji? Are they leaving with something? And I hope they left with something that's an intangible experience. To elevate luxury to that level, there has to be a limitation. Because it's crafted, something beautiful, intrinsically beautiful, is made so well and enhanced by the materiality of what you're using. If it's done really, really well and it's elevated, it's harder to distribute, because all the time and effort and the handcraft quality of it, it's not possible for it to be available to everyone. It's just not a production thing, so it's not available so broadly.
What I was
and
thinking
that's an okay thing.
And I think that though the informed luxury purchasers or users of interiors and stuff, they have an awareness of that. They don't want what everyone else has. And that's really what made a luxury is. It's something that is bespoke and unique and specific.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your contribution at the Visionnaire show. And I hope to see you and maybe meet you here in Milan with the Visionnaire family.
Grazie mille. Thank you so much, Paolo. We're looking forward to seeing you soon.
And it was a pleasure chatting with you.
It's always a pleasure and a great source of inspiration and energy. But time now has come to venture into the heart of design and discover together the details of 2020 collection from Draga&Aurel. Roll the tape.
Here we are with the most hospitable room of the house, the dining room. And the real protagonist is Amos, with this striking sculptural image. At the same time, there is the beautiful Sputnik ceiling lamp put in dialogue with these artworks from CO3. This is a collective group based in Ravenna who has the capacity and ability to put in dialogue and to make an interpretation of, in a very contemporary way, of the tradition of the mosaic. Please, Leo, if you want to introduce.
So here we have the main course of the collection. Okay, so
I will almost cry because it is the first time that I see it not little pieces, but all together.
Exactly. We are very proud of this piece, and we want to thank you for your really enlightened inspiration that produced this incredible pieces, because here we have a capsule collection. So we see a chandelier, we see incredible wall lamps and a dining table. Tell us a little bit more about these products.
First of all, I really want to thank you that you really believed until the end, because it was really an enterprise coming to this point.
It's been a journey.
It was a real journey. Why? Because the idea we embraced together here is not to play with like luxury materials, but make unluxury materials become luxury through the manufacture and our art process. So it was a very precarious process, full of question marks, and but the result of seeing it now is really, I'm really overwhelmed. So this table, we have three difficult work process. One is a concrete, which is corroded by salt. Why we choose to combine this process? Because salt is not a good friend to concrete, because it can corrode concrete, and it was used in the past to copy the effect of the stone travertino. So it was kind of like using for the poor material to become luxury material. That's the way why it has this kind of a very how to say, the power of expression. Then here you can see this glass. We have also the another handcrafted glass top, and we will not reveal all the secrets, but also this was a big challenge to give this texture and to bring the feeling of orbit and the satellite.
This is really irregular, no?
Irregular.
It's not just a common glass. It's very special also when you touch it. If I can say, you are very hands-on, on your creative process, and you have also your own laboratory. I think you are really complete in terms of design. Not only you have inspiration, but you want, also to drive the process of the very first prototype. So this makes you very special.
Yes, I would say definitely it's a very good example. This masterpiece, and I'm so proud to see it here in such a perfect space, realized in the end. I'm so glad about the realization, because it's exactly what you're trying to point out, a mystical and alchemical process, not only by the material itself, but also between us, artists, and the collaboration with the artisans, which go back to 4,000 years, this old technique of molding and casting. And the collaboration is almost intimate, they have to intuit what we want, and we must understand what the artisans are capable of doing. And in the end, to see the result is great.
And what about the chandelier?
Okay, so chandelier, Sputnik. So we have Amos, and we have another satellite, Sputnik. For this, we have like kind of more of a connection that we felt that there was already there in Visionnaire, is a connection with fashion. But we wanted, of course, to bring it to the moon landing spirit. So the connection is with the space age fashion. So with Paco Rabanne, with Pierre Courrèges, Pierre Cardin, when they explored and envisioned future, the woman of the future. So this chandelier is an homage to all the women in the future that are fighting their, for their total freedom and equality. And here we played with this metal rhombus, yes, it is just one element, and like they used to make dresses connecting these metal squares or what, we just played in that exactly that way, but trying to make it become a chandelier. That is, I'm very happy with the result. It is how to say, playful and
surprising.
It's surprising, yes.
And we see it also an application of this form, of this material, that becomes a real decoration. You know, not only functionality, because the light go through this metal folded, but also it becomes like an art piece. It becomes like a wall deco.
Yes.
Very interesting.
It is very nice to see the possibility of different application, and also dressing different part of your home with the kind of the same concept. Okay. So it is had a good potential to develop in different.
So we will try now to give some more details, both in technical and commercial side, and we will have through all the episodes, the 3 episodes, Alice that will help us going in deep through the products and giving us more detail, technical and commercial. Please, Alice, go with the video.
The Amos dining table is versatile in its composition, as it allows 3 topped sides always using the same base. A highly iconic project, it leaves as for the Lego products of the ambivalence of the metal and cement elements aged with manual technique in the base, and at the same time allows the view of the base through the extra clear glass top that is characterized thanks to its 20mm thickness, and the fact that it's grinded by hand in all its circumference, which is basically a manual satin finish made with an airbrush technique that manages to create a slightly wavy satin surface and shaded towards the center. The central point of the support top on the base occurs through a small metal disc that acts as a joint between the glass and the concrete part, so as not to allow accidental movements. The Sputnik family of lamps took its name in honor of the space exploration to which Draga&Aurel was inspired to create this fantasy of shapes that have a technological reminiscence of the past years. In this case, we see a wall composition consisting of a certain number of wall lamps. The single wall lamp is therefore made up of a stem on which these metal sheets are alternated. Although being all in metal, Sputnik have a great visual lightness and allows a very interesting scenic design because the light is physically emitted by a thin LED source housed inside the tube that supports the entire object. Consequently, even if you do not see the light source, you have a very pleasant aesthetic effect, especially if multiplied to form a real wall installation. You can notice in the Sputnik chandelier how the lighting element formed by the light tube and the small metal lampshades is exploded, this time in a circumference and multiplied vertically to form an element of great height, 140 centimeters and more, or just 2 levels, for a home environment to illuminate a dining room with a very relaxing note of warmth.
Thank you, Alice. Then, I guess we should take a look at the 3rd and final products from Draga&Aurel that graces this setting.
We are in the foyer of the showroom, and I'm very pleased to introduce the second room from Draga&Aurel. We have already seen the beautiful Sputnik lightings, but in this second version with a smaller dimension. Then the real protagonist of the room, the console Lego. Again, we have decided to put in dialogue the console with an artwork, Scientia, from Michele Astolfi. Michele Astolfi is keen on photography and digital processing, and he put in dialogue the photos together with natural elements like as fossils wood, stain and still, mother of pearl, and beautiful natural stone. Please, Leo.
Okay, so here we can see declinations of this master concept, the concrete and the fusion of stainless steel or aluminium. So here we found two new elements. Can you tell us more about these declinations?
We love very much the kind of a contrast of this salt corroded concrete and the casted metal. Like this oxymoro is very, very expressive. And the name of this table is Lego, and I think
Why
that
Lego?
Did you play Lego?
I did.
I did too. Also, my daughter had experience to play with Lego, and I hope in future they will also, because it was like the first game where we experienced the possibility to construct, build, to destroy. Where for the first time we were designers, architects, and could envision the buildings or whatever.
This is the starting point of the creation.
Yes,
when you start thinking in big.
In big, yes. And also I always love this double meaning. So Lego is like the game, and is very connected also with this kind of embrace of the two elements. But Lego in Italian mean to tie, to link, to bind, and to bring together. So I think never ever was so meaningful like now, to be being together. And we gave the names to the baptized products before the corona stravolto our lives.
It's incredible, this surface. It's like a touch of, like supernatural, something coming from another planet, That's why I found myself also very surprised when I saw it, because I never seen a concrete texture treated this way, and the metal treated this way. And I think the two elements together represent something really strong. But we have here also the Sputnik in a suspended version. Wow, really sexy element, huh? This is the sexy côté of the collection. So I think the massive master elements are very solid, and then here there is space for creativity, for dreaming, for really impressive. Brava. I will ask Alice to tell us a little bit more about those products and those declinations. Please, Alice.
Lego can be console or low table. The great aesthetic note in the combination of two materials in extreme contrast to each other. A black part in rough concrete and textured as a sort of aging and erosion effect of the material, enriched with a sense of expressive and material strength that are not typical of a poor material such as cement, and an extremely rich metal part obtained by a fusion of aluminium alloy with sand. Through an ancient but current foundry technique, thanks to modern technologies, it is possible to create a mold with very fine sand, capable of perfectly copying the texture that the designer created on the masterpiece shaped by hand. Each element is then polished by hand and takes on a uniqueness characterization enriched with the manual processes for each single piece. It is possible to order the aluminum part in all the chromatic variants available in the metal finishes sample book. All these pieces have a phase shift, namely, there is a gap due to two different heights, which, in addition to emphasizing the aesthetic contrast between the two parts, allows to dismantle and screw the two elements at a certain distance and to adjust them in three different sides. Unlike the low table, the console requires, for obvious static reason, wall mounting.
Thanks, Alice, for this last video about the capsule collection of Draga&Aurel for Visionnaire this year. Through Amos, Sputnik and Lego, we able to get a taste of Draga&Aurel savoir-faire, as well as see the art design journey that Visionnaire has embarked upon. One can help but be impressed by the result of this initial cooperation, which brings the world of luxury towards a new approach to materials. The lunar world that inspired this collection is reflected in the choice of surfaces and materials that evoke the texture of the celestial body. Thank you very much, Draga. Thank you, Aurel. And I wish all my best for a successful cooperation between you and Visionnaire.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Draga.
you very
Thank you,
much.
Aurel.
Thank-
It was such a pleasure. Thank you for your energy and for your presence here today. And we are all very excited for this starting of this cooperation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
A new
Thank
journey has
you.
started. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
very
you.
good.
And now, time for a music break. God bless computers. How about you? From Phonoprint Studio.
Okay.
How about you? I wanna know, how do you cope with all this? I wanna know, how do you live with all this? How do you feel with all this? How do you stand all this? I don't understand, I can't even look at this, no. All I wanted to say isn't relevant anymore. We're in the shadow now, I can hear our voices have gone so. How could you just leave it? Our people still need it. Why they're so misleading, blinding the light of a star. Time is coming now, what is your thought? But we're not allowed, they're making us feel like thinking is wrong. And I don't wanna lose my freedom. How about you? I wanna know, how do you cope with all this? I wanna know, how do you live with all this? How do you feel with all this? How do you stand all this? I don't understand, I can't even look at this, no. They give power to the people, but they don't educate. This combination is lethal, we're witnessing a masquerade. They're creating division, all the power's the reason. Their ego goes in collision with our souls. They sedated our minds, but our voice is too strong. We'll be fighting for life, for us not to conform. 'Cause I don't wanna lose my freedom, freedom. How about you? I wanna know, how do you cope with all this? I wanna know, how do you live with all this? How do you feel with all this? How do you stand all this? I don't understand, I can't even look at this, no. We've been fooled, used as that too. We've been fooled, used as that too. I refuse it, I refuse
Okay, now I need to draw attention to another product that we cannot let go unnoticed. It belongs to the new collection and has been quietly sitting here through the show. Let's dedicate a minute on it.
Good eye, Paolo. Okay, then let's talk about it. We're referring to the Donovan sofa system by La Conca. It's characterized by its great capacity for modularity. We have it here in version with square or rolled arms.
Excellent. Let's watch this next video that gives us more technical details on the Donovan sofa system. Along the information, the Aracea lamps by Gupica, which impeccably complete this setting.
The Donovan sofa family leaves some well-defined features. Firstly, the possibility of having two types of armrests, both square and roll. As you can see, it's enough to change the armrest in this way to get an image of two completely different objects. Secondly, the possibility of having an elongated depth, which is enhanced more when you have a corner modular situation. Donovan provides us also the chance of replacing the armrest with a top, such as a tray in leather and marble. The cylindrical armrests are joined to the body thanks to the leather straps that make the cylinder linked to the base. The base is a body covered with ribbed upholstery and crosses the entire lower part of the sofa, like a raft, and then goes up into the backrest or armrest, as in the case of the squared one. Where there is a situation with an elongated depth, the body continues on the rear part, thus bringing the ribbed upholstery in full visibility. On this elongated surface, there are mini bookcase elements with glass top, very low so as not to block the view. Also interesting are the feet formed by metal cylinders. The richness of this product is also given by down padding, which is sewn to the fabric or leather to obtain a copious abundance in the pulp forms of the armrests and cushions. Aracea is a very refined, airy and light SEM lamp that is configured in 4 types. The floor lamp with 4 leaves, the sky earth lamp with 5 leaves, and if the height is greater, you can add the number of leaves you want to cover the distance, the 4-leaf ceiling lamp and the 2-leaf table lamp. The technology in this lighting family is interesting. Each leaf is equipped with a lever that allows you to adjust both the inclination and the positioning of the leaf, and thus being able to adjust the lighting flows according to your need. The steel is polished on the inside where the light source is placed and satin on the outside of the leaf as in the rest of the structure.
Eleonor, I want to deep dive into material. So material is one of the cornerstones of the brand's innovative research. The responsible use and sustainable choices are part of the values and philosophies that Visionnaire put into the catalog last year. Can you tell us just something more?
Of course. The innovation of materials also affects the processing techniques. This is particularly true when we talk about the major innovations regarding the craftsmanship of marble. Taking advantage of the natural veins of the stone, these innovations guarantee extremely natural results, such as the one called the lympha, and that we have just in front of us. Through the micro relief of the thinner veins, it makes the stone look like a living organism. Even the Granger tables have been engraved according to nature to accommodate liquid metal that creates new unexpected shades and lusters. We can see these techniques being used with some Visionnaire products. Take a look on the video.
The big news on the use of marble concerns some new processing techniques, which, by exploiting the natural veins of the stone, guarantee unprecedented and extremely natural results. These techniques can be applied on marbles that have certain metamorphic properties, and which, depending on their appearance, define the very name of the processing. The one called lympha, through the macro relief of thinner veins of the rainforest marble, makes the stone look like a living organism, like on this Mondrian console and the low table. Sea waves is a vein enhancement technique for confusion dark marble that creates the effect of rippling and reflection of the sea waves, as you can see magnificently represented on the doors of the Aurora cabinet. Serpente is a macro relief technique with a wavy surface for Colle Mandina marble that recalls the skin of a snake, like on this top of the Barney cabinet. Coccodrillo is a micro-relief technique for Port Laurent marble that recalls the skin of a crocodile, as you can see on the Vincent console marble top. And Galuchat, macro-relief and double engraving technique for black and gold marble, like on the new Egmont tables that you're going to see accurately on our third live. These are the new versions of the Granger triptych, presented for the first time last year to the fair. Again was used the leather hand finish and the technique of applying a poured molten liquid gold into the veins of the marble. This time on 3 other types of marble of the collection: ivory onyx, velvet onyx, and the new black and gold marble.
Okay, at this point, Leo, I want to move the conversation about design and creativity to those who convey the brand experience to customers around the world. They act as the sounding board for the brands. I'm referring to Visionnaire partners.
Well said, Paolo. You know, our brand is present in more than 50 countries in the world. And we have about 30 monobrand stores all over. We also depend in our large network of interior designers, selected department stores, and luxury multi-brands. Especially in China, we have a certain number of franchisees. One of the most historical and also one of the most prestigious and important client is the one from Hyundai and Guangzhou. So I think we have the opportunity to have here with us a contribution from Hyundai and Guangzhou, Miss Claire Lee, which is one of our preferred clients. Please, Miss Claire.
the relationship between Visionnaire and the Far East is tighter than ever before. In just few years, you have created and consolidated a large and healthy retail network there. Among other things, I understand you recently inaugurated the Visionnaire Embassy in Hong Kong, right?
That's correct. It was last October. It's a new frontier and the first in the world for Visionnaire. I believe that no other furniture company before us has talked on a project of this magnitude for the Far East. The embassy serves as a true house of Visionnaire, where clients and architects are invited by appointment for a strictly personal meeting, exactly as they would be here in Milano. So the embassy is not a store, the embassy is not a showroom, there are no retail activities up in there. Entering in the embassy gives every professional the direct access to our company in a private and personal manner. There are two big screens there where every client can be connected with the creative department and the technical department. So when you jump into the embassy, even if you are out of Italy, out of the country, you jump in Visionnaire. So you have a space which is under the flag of Visionnaire. I think we have the chance to show this embassy and to have, of course, the intervention of our ambassadors, Savio and Susanna.
Hello everybody, my name is Savio. I am the Visionnaire Hong Kong Embassy's Magnificent Ambassador, and here close to me you have
Susanna. I'm the other Magnificent Ambassador of Hong Kong Embassy of Visionnaire.
In case you are planning to travel in the near future to Hong Kong, you will have a chance to visit for the first time a new concept in our marketplace. Visionnaire is really a pioneer company, is doing something that nobody else has done yet.
I think it's important to know what is the role of the embassy in Hong Kong. We are magnificent ambassadors, we are not sales representatives. It means that we are here in Hong Kong and we represent all of you guys of Visionnaire. We represent the company, we represent all the actors of the Visionnaire world. Whoever is coming to the embassy is going to Visionnaire. This is the direct line that has been built by building this embassy.
This place is only by appointment. The client, the prospect, the designer, they can come here. It's very private, it's very confidential, and everybody can spend the time that they need. They can stay 10 minutes, they can stay the whole day, and we can show to them the whole set of the marketing tools, the product tools of Visionnaire, starting from the old fabric, the old leather, the old material, the old metal, the old wood. We can have a direct connection with the Italian creative department, with the Italian technical department. Whatever they need, they can have the chance to talk directly to the factory. If you want to have much more advice, much more information, because this is the first experience, please call us, come here, or write to us, or connect it to us, and then we can explain where you can do how you can do this all over the world.
What we can say is that we are very happy to share this moment with you guys, to be here to the big presentation of the 2020 collection.
Ciao!
Ciao, Visionnaires!
Ciao!
So, Leo, we know each other from a long time, and I know that nobody can stop Leo. So we need to expect other embassies around the world?
I think so. This first embassy in Hong Kong was a kind of trial for us, but view the success of this new facility from the brand, yes, definitely, I think we are going to see other embassies. You know, in the case of Hong Kong, we were lucky to find in an upcoming quartier, very near to Central, 660 square meters in the ground floor, in street level, so a large space, and through the help of the ambassadors, we really made something special to serve the market. If we find the right location, I think the next step will be in New York, probably in London, and maybe in the Ivory Coast in Abidjan.
Okay, so let's stay another moment in China and discover the Visionnaire monobrand in Chengdu, in company with Mr. Chen.
您好，欢迎光临威士奈尔。
大家好，我是Visionnaire成都代理商成都艺美世家的负责人陈基海。疫情改变了世界，同时呢，又让我们更加珍爱家庭。当疫情刚来的时候呢，我们也很茫然。后面呢，我们通过给员工做网络培训，给客户做网络直播，增加对客户的粘性，更多的推广了品牌，度过了那一段最困难的时光。疫情期间呢，有个很大的变化，原来的高端客户呢，在购买高端产品的时候呢，都会注重线下的沟通和设计师的推荐。因为疫情，大家呢更多的宅在家里，有更多的时间去收集网上的信息，所以现在的高端客户购物呢，更多的时候呢，会先从网上做足功课，了解了很多有用的信息以后呢，再到展厅来进行沟通和购买。因此我觉得未来的网络推广对高端品牌的重要性会日益的突出。另外一个方面呢，在我们成都，现在疫情呢基本已经得到了控制，客人也逐步增多起来。我们发现呢，现在的客人呢有两个很有意思的变化。一个方面呢是现在的低端客人，因为疫情呢让大家感慨生活的不易，所以呢更加的珍惜生活，愿意给自己更好一些生活品质，那消费就在升级。另外一个方面呢，有一些高端的客户呢，因为对未来预期的不确定，所以呢更加重视现金流，然后呢在购买产品的时候呢，会追求一些性价比更好的产品。总体来说，未来的客人无论是高端、中端还是低端，对产品的性价比的要求都会有更高的要求和提升。黑夜给了我们黑暗的眼睛，我却用它去寻找光明。疫情束缚了我们的自由，疫后我们要获得更多的自由和舒适。这次的疫情对消费者的消费观念有个很大的冲击，有更多的消费者会愿意买更大的房子，不买房子的消费者也会着力于对自己的老房子进行改造和升级，让自己的房子住得更加的舒适。 Visionnaire 本次推出的新产品，非常贴切的迎合了这一个趋势和需求。从审美来看呢，它的很多元素是中国人所特别喜欢的，比如说孔雀羽的颜色和造型。这次的新产品丰富度大大增强，价格区间呢也有非常大的改善，能够满足更多不同年龄层的消费的需求。那么从产品尺寸来说呢，它也做了很多的调整，能够满足更多的户型需求。这次 Visionnaire 的新产品，在保证 Visionnaire 一贯的奢华度的同时，提升了产品的明亮度，降低了部分产品的饱和度，让更多更年轻、更时尚的年轻人会更加的喜欢，这也是个非常大的进步。疫情总归会过去，我在这里呢，邀请全世界的朋友们到成都来旅游观光、吃火锅、看熊猫，一起探讨如何用 Visionnaire 的美提升高端人士的生活品质。谢谢大家。
成都 Visionnaire， 预祝 Visionnaire 新品发布大获成功，大卖大卖大卖！
What an energy, eh?
Definitely. The Far East has a prime position, but Russia, if you confirm, Leo, is still one of the most important markets.
Absolutely, Paolo. Russia loves Visionnaire, and Visionnaire loves Russia. Recently, we just relocated our franchise showroom in a new prestigious store within the Casa Rica Expo. And this partner, Visionnaire Moscow, has been one of the first franchise for Visionnaire. I think we are partner for already more than 12 years. And so I think we have the possibility to take a look to the new showroom and to have the chance to speak with Maria.
Добрый день! Прежде всего я хочу поприветствовать всех любителей Visionnaire и поблагодарить нашу любимую компанию за такую возможность встречи со старыми друзьями, с поклонниками и, в общем-то, с самой компанией Visionnaire. В последнее время мне звонят из разных стран, и все интересуются, что происходит у нас в связи с новой чумой, с пандемией. Несмотря на то, что в России люди не любят бояться и, в общем-то, и не умеют бояться, конечно, это очень сильно изменило нашу жизнь. Мы работаем в люксовом сегменте, так же, как и компания Visionnaire, поэтому чувствуем себя очень хорошо. Люди с достатком и люди с пожеланиями комфортной, дорогой и высокого уровня жизни, они все равно остаются с нами, наши клиенты всегда с нами, и даже в этот период они продолжают общаться. Мы перешли на онлайн, но мы делаем свои проекты, мы работаем. Более того, мы даже работать стали больше и чаще общаться со своими клиентами. Но, конечно же, привычки стали меняться. Если раньше в России было хорошим тоном делать большие дома, в которых большая часть была предназначена именно для приема гостей, для больших собраний, родственников, друзей, приятелей, то сейчас люди стали больше внимания обращать на свои личные места в доме или в квартире, на спальни, кабинеты, они стали больше. Так что для нас это даже в какой-то степени стимул сделать новые большие проекты. Что касается бизнеса, несмотря на то, что пандемия затронула очень много сфер и очень много компаний становятся банкротами и закрываются, нас она обошла стороной. А что касается нас лично, и меня, там, моих друзей, моих знакомых, то для нас это стало временем некого переосмысления, временем остановки, подведения итогов, время, когда мы можем пофилософствовать и вспомнить о себе, о своих привычках, о своих хобби, о своих близких, про которых мы забываем в погоне за бизнесом. Более того, это время подумать о новых целях, о новых перспективах, о новых возможностях. Это прежде всего творчество, это прежде всего идеи, новые идеи, новаторство. И, конечно же, в компании, в которой предлагают образ жизни, этот образ жизни не может идти параллельно с искусством. Это всегда некое гармоничное соединение. Поэтому в работе, в своей работе, по крайней мере, над проектами визионера, я всегда помню об этом, что для меня визионер – это прежде всего искусство. Мы желаем, чтобы все, что сейчас происходит в мире, связанное с этой новой болезнью, новой напастью, как можно скорее закончилось. И, наконец-то, мы смогли пообщаться с нашими друзьями, выйти в любимые места, не думать о каких-то пропусках, которые нам надо оформлять при выходе из дома. Конечно, мы хотим вот этих свобод, просто солнца, просто радости, просто не думать, по крайней мере, об этом. А еще мы очень скучаем по итальянским ресторанам, и как только будет возможность, мы, конечно, приедем в любимую Италию посетить любимые рестораны.
Here we are back in the studio. We say goodbye to all the partners from Guangzhou, Hong Kong, Chengdu and Moscow, representative of two extremely relevant markets for Visionnaire. One certainly more recent, but with important potential, and the other one historic and consolidated thanks to the numerous residential projects. So, Leo, how do you manage this strong relationship with the partner?
You know, Paolo, Visionnaire is a very strong and emotional collection of products. So, when we look for a new partnership, we look, of course, for the right city, for the perfect location, but above all, we look for the perfect partner. Because being a Visionnaire partner means sharing the same values of the brand. The values that we show last year in our decalogue for our 60 years are strong values where we define what is being a Visionnaire. Being a Visionnaire means the capacity to fight for a better future, the capacity to fight for the beauty and for the peace and for the long-term relationship. So this is what we are looking for. So I hope that this chain of partnership that today we create more than 30 monobrand showrooms all around the world will grow up, but this will depend on how many visionary people and right partner we will arrive to meet in the next future. So our brand is a mood, is a state of art. This makes, I think, Visionnaire special.
Very nice. I think this is the right formula. So we've most reached the end of our first episode. The initial question was, what does art and luxury mean to Visionnaire? During these 90 minutes, we have arrived at the answer through beautiful products and creative collaboration, through techniques and materials, through the innovative vision of the company and its openness to experimentation. Visionnaire always remains true to itself, yet remain open to innovation in order to deliver quality products that are full of emotion and brimming with values. The brand philosophy is so authentic that it fascinates international partners from all over the world, who in turn become its biggest ambassador. Well, that's all for now. That's all for today. See you tomorrow at the same time for more insight, designer, and exclusive interview as we continue our adventure into Visionnaire 2020 universe. So, thanks again Eleanor.
Thank you, Paolo.
Thanks again, Leo.
Thank you very much, Paolo.
And we want to remember to all of our guests and attendees for tomorrow, our channel for...
Absolutely. Tomorrow we are going to show at the same time, so always 10:30. And we are showing in our page in Facebook, in YouTube, in Instagram, in Zoom webinar, and also in our website with the landing page for Russian and Chinese simultaneous translation.
So nobody can miss us. And now, before to leave you, we want to give you with another more song. Beatrice Antolini, What You Want, always from Phonoprint.
Evviva!